Yeah! Looking at the deployments, R is opening with some Aufklärer, so going to the regular positions, one for here so we can see down here, one for the middle and a second for the middle, although they're coming in BMP 1s, which means they're going to get there quite slowly. This one as well could be sent here, and then you can get it up to here and you can get vision on that side, and usually people put an ATGM in here, which he might be doing. We haven't seen the rest of his forces. Got the Adder, so just an MI2 with 4 PKTs on it. The 4 PKTs is honestly not to be sniffed at. It will beat an infantry squad with its 4 PKTs. And yeah, then lots more units. So Mott Schutzen coming in at 2 vet and then the CV to 3 vet. Looks like he's just rushing Foxtrot. So 3 Mott Schutzen and BMP 1s. So this is like extremely cost effective for 30 points, especially given that, you know, Malyukas do 225 suppression now, which is a lot. And yeah, so 3 of those, T-72M1, an urn, so that's got an autocannon and some rockets on it. 3 Cubs, which is just fast path to the middle of Foxtrot. 2 BRM1s for recon, and then a tank CV. So he's going ham on that. I mean, the 3 Cubs, he's really got a path properly. I mean, you don't want that happening. It's a shame he's not got a recon in here. I mean, he could get rid of one of these to get the recon. But yeah, on the right, he's just got 1 motorized Aufklärer BMP-1, which means that, you know, if the enemy really goes for it, which he is doing, he is going to get there first. And then an urn, which is presumably to stop that from happening. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we got 9th US here. Pretty interesting div. You know, people used to say that this one is... So basically half of us were saying it's underpowered and half of us were saying it's overpowered, and now people have basically trended towards the mean. The 40mm grenade launchers are a bit silly. I used to be against that, but now I'm for it. Sorry, is there something on my glasses? I don't know. I know I look tired all the time, it's because I am. So yeah, Sniper going up there. We'll see how that goes. I mean, he's got the 50 cal from Modern Warfare 2, the Barrett 50 cal. And then that's being backed up by an M60. Which, why? don't you want some AA there? Like, what's the point of the M60? The Sniper's got a sniper. That's your anti-infantry. What is this contributing? And the CV, which isn't going that way. So it's just more of a throwaway to Charlie, I suppose. And then for mid, we've got a guy going through Alpha to there. And then a couple scouts going in deep here. You know, having a guy in this building is kind of useful, but I guess given that this is a grenade launcher thing, you would actually see him come down anyway, and they probably will get there faster. They definitely will, because these are tracked and these are wheeled. So, you know, if you look at the speed, if I can press the right button, so that's 100 and that is 75. So, you know, 25% slower. Then he's backing that up with some M60s. So I used to say that the M60 was... No, hang on, it's the 50 cal that's the bad one now. The M60s are still good. It's just the grenade launchers are pretty overperforming right now. So I'd be bringing the grenade launchers until they nerf them, and then I'd go back to the M60s. The M60s do work, though. They do work, because they had their strength buffed to 4, which I don't really agree with. I think they're probably too strong now. Anyway, Stinger... Light rifles law, light rifles law, light rifles dragon. So yeah, these are quite cost-effective infantry squads. 60 points for 10 men DMR, or 60 points for 10 men Dragon 2, 3 machine guns. Pretty decent squads. Not incredible, but pretty decent. Anyway, Sniper 50 cal going on the right. TOW 2, a exceptional optics Humvee, so it's just got something on it. Some camera on it. No weapons, but exceptional optics is useful. Although, I mean, if you've got the TOW 2, what's the point in this when this has, you know, very good optics for the same place? Scouts going to here. Yeah, I mean, it's worth trying to get here, but depends what your opponent's packing, right? It's just worth keeping in mind that 9th East German doesn't have any airborne forward deployed units. And then an Avenger, some light rifles. Oh, so he is actually going there. Yeah, Humvee, and this thing which fires hellfires off the back of a Chevy truck, which is pretty funny. The main reason why these overperform, obviously they've got 24 pen, which is very good, but their aim time's 1 second, whereas every single other ATGM in the game on a vehicle is 2.1. So this fires really fast, and the missile's pretty fast. It doesn't miss a lot. So yeah, very, very cool missile. Anyway, it's very expensive and you only get 3 of them, so that's the counter. And it's not armoured, easy to take out with arty. So we'll cast the game, and we shall do so from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. It's the best way to support the channel. If you don't feel like doing that, please just like the videos. Please comment on the videos. Just write GG if you can't think of anything. And subscribe and all that good stuff. Basically, it counts as engagement in the algorithm. And that makes YouTube recommend the videos to more people. And it does work. My views have slowly been going up. Very slowly, but slowly. You know, it used to be like 1.3k views a video. Now it's closer to 1.7. So we're getting somewhere. I mean, it's not exactly the huge growth that you would get in a bigger game, but I like this game. I don't want to play Path of Exile 2 all day, and neither does Elon Musk, as I've been learning about, because I watched one video on it, and now I'm being recommended 5 million of them, and they all say the same thing. So, Eagle coming in for the adder. I guess you can't see the urn. The urn is the better target. It's more expensive, and it's got more power on it. And this will frustrate ours rush a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, I think this is going to frustrate ours rush quite a bit. Depends where it is. I mean, if it's there, it's not going to be able to help. If he puts it here, it's going to be smacking them as they come in. So the scouts get here, and you see how far behind the Avclear they are. But the, you know, he's not taking advantage of this. Like, these should immediately be moving up to the next buildings. Oh, he's doing it. That's good news. Obviously, the urn is the problem, but he bought this eagle for it, so surely the eagle should be coming in for the urn. Although by this point, enemy AAS assets start getting to the front, so he really doesn't want to be diving those 3 cubs anymore. Just something to keep in mind. Anyway, the sniper died to the urn, and the M60 unloads early. Earnly, lol. Anyway, you can see the power of the urn there. Stinger's doing a bit of missing. I really would be unloading that. Yes, there we go. And now the grenade launchers begin shooting. Scouts don't have AT. Eagle comes in for that urn. The Cubs, they were on... What is... He turned off the weapons. What? Fat Finger's mistake there from R. I assume... Because he was fast moving them, and then they all stopped. And I assume he meant to press something, and he accidentally pressed H, and all the weapons switched off. So yeah, he could have got 3 shots on that eagle, which might have killed it. Probably wouldn't have, but you know, he might have done. He might have even got 6 shots off if they both fired twice. Anyway, Toe 2 thing leaving its cover, which you don't really want to do, and you don't want this to be leaving its cover. Yeah, there we go. He stopped that, and he's reversing this back into its cover now. But yeah, the light rifles law have done a good job. I mean, ours bringing around this massive blob, and Blue needs to reinforce. He's bought... That's not a great purchase for right now. But yeah, look how fast it is. And it's... Very effective. It's got 6 missiles as well. This is still not in a thingy-mabob. Oh, he's bought the F-16 Cluster 2. So this one's got 8 clusters on it, which makes it quite effective. But I still prefer the I prefer the Pave Claw one, but this is pretty decent. The Pave Claw one's got Mavericks on it, and it slings the Mavericks, and it's also got the A10 gun pod on it. So it's like a cut-down version of the A10 gun as a gun pod. It's just pretty effective. So yeah, these are doing well. What I'd really like to see him buy some supply for these, because they are running out very, very quickly. In fact, they have now run out. But he did his job. He got a tank, and the other one is almost dead. The thing is, yeah, losing that is really bad news. Even if this dies, it's worth it. And it looks like it's got out. Just some poor RNG there for Blue. Everything missed. With pretty high accuracy weapons as well. 60, 65, 55, and that survived. Although I think it does have 30% ECM, so... Just even it out. So you see the power of the grenade launchers? The implementation's very strange. I wish they... I mean, the way they fire sounds really bad, but they do a lot of damage. As you can see, that squad just immediately vanished. I wish they fired more, but did less. So, +3 for MakeNoise, simply because R didn't open CV for Charlie. These rocket planes, look, it resupplies every 16 seconds. You do have to take fuel into account, so it's not quite that low. And if it gets hit, it takes longer. But, yeah, it resupplies really, really fast. And you got to get some hits on it. I mean, what happened to that Eagle? He evac'd it, right? So that'll still be resupplied its missiles, probably. But otherwise, it should be back here, circling. As it stands, MakeNoise winning right now. We'll see how he holds on. R's CV's not in a great shape, so he's been forced to buy another one. And the Dragons... Oh, wow, so we could see that. Okay. This thing is pretty effective if you've got recon there to provide corrected shot, which he doesn't. I mean, it's here, so it doesn't look like it's corrected shot. Anyway, the rocket plane went down, the Seed got smacked by 3 Cubs, and Estrella. It's just the 3 Cubs that fired. That does happen. At least the Eagle survived. And he sold the transport that this thing came in, so that's terrible. That's just terrible. This thing is so expensive. Only comes at 1 per card. You want that transport around, and you want to be moving it after every shot. Look, it's going to reload for 42 seconds. Plenty of time to load it up. Load up that plate. Anyway, yeah, this Div's AT capability, close range AT capability, isn't really there. Its long range AT capability is there, but you see that the laws... Oh wow, he's probably going to get it, actually. No, it decides to target switch because this goes to low cohesion, so they automatically start shooting the other one. Big shame, could have killed that tank. But it does happen. Anyway, as you can see, this is not corrected shot, because look how wide those shots are. Well, actually, let's wait. No, that's not corrected shot. He needs to get a recon up here immediately. But yeah, he's brought up his CV, which is smart, because now he's actually getting something out of this. And yeah, these dragons, they're good at annoying him, but they're not really going to kill it. He's got to leave. He should really be leaving. Should really be leaving. And another rocket plane purchased. Might get some kills here. Oh, he lost vision. It's a shame. He could have got 2 squads there. And MakeNoise really needs to get these guys all the way out of here and get them resupplied. They've only got 1 HP. And even if that means losing the position, it's just if an infantry unit jumps in here, you're dead. Because then he'll jump into this one and they're just never getting out. So he really should be running away there. Grenade launcher finds an angle on that Mort Schutzen. And you see how fast it deals with that. But yeah, these guys, they gotta go, man. Look at that. It's very difficult to deal with. Anyway, the T-72 goes down. And I think that might have had corrected shot on it from this. He's bought another one anyway. And that really shouldn't have been in there if he had this one in here. But yeah, no, he needs to leave. He needs to leave. I mean, he wins that fight because obviously he's got grenade launchers and stuff helping him. And also a TOW-2 here would be really, really useful. And a TOW-2 here would be useful. Oh, actually, he's got one. He's got one back here, so you can move that up. Obviously, I need to stop saying obviously. This is a very common artillery / plane attack spot because they're always there. So you could put it here. This thing you want to keep very, very, very safe. But I understand that it is basically the king of the open field because it's got 2,800 meters range. This, if I was a rocket plane owner right now, I'd just right-click this. I'd be going straight for it. Like, kill it. He only gets 3 of these. It needs to go. So, Stingers do take out the rocket plane now. That's going to be repairing for like 3 minutes. And MakeNoise, he's got to get some infantry up here. Okay, so he's gone for the supply angle instead. He's going to try and resupply these. What I want to know is where's the... so if you're red, right, you want a little bit of arty here. Regular RM-70 if you can afford it. The napalm one isn't good against buildings. But you can use it anyway. And just drop it back here, you know. But yeah, the napalm one is not good against buildings. Because, yeah, you know he's in this corner. The alternative is to spam inf in there, which he is doing. But he's got a problem with this thing. He needs the severe, the T-72. I mean, they've all got strange names, but the one with the 2,800 meter range ATGM, you put it here, you can start fighting this, and you can survive a hit from this, and this cannot survive a hit from you. Because as it stands, he's struggling simply because of the mobility of these options. And it is very effective. You see that even he smoked there and it just didn't help him. But yeah, the National Guard rifles, he's going down. I mean, MakeNoise, he's just got to run away. Just cut your losses. It's just so difficult to do because you're like, I'm in the zone. But that unit is now dead, and otherwise it would have survived, and the outcome is the same, except maybe you got 2 more income, you know? Anyway, RM-70 was purchased to help clear this out. So, game starts slowing down a bit here. These guys are actually in range for this. It's just a shame he didn't get that back, and so the 50 cal should really be shooting that, but it's not. Oh, because it's got 3 armor pointed towards it. If it was on the side, it would be shooting. That died somehow. I assume it's these guys. So he's bought another one and left this one back here. Okay. But you need an infantry over here on this. Never leave this empty. Whichever player you are. If you're red, you want to be pushing up here. If you're blue, you want to be pushing down here. But yeah, red's just trying to recover from this early problem. And there you go, RM-70 comes out. These guys are not going to make it. There's no way they survive that. Only got 1 HP. Down. There you go. And, you know, you hate to see it. So, the grenade launcher is going to die immediately now. And this thing... Oh, no, this is not good. The tank should really be killing that now. He's getting a bit unlucky with the LOS. Oh, he went for the CV. This was a very high-risk attack, and I was going to say you should coordinate it with having your own CV there, otherwise you've not really accomplished anything. And there you go, there's his own CV. And yeah, this thing should really be dying now. A big shame. You got to be very careful with those. Seeds out, but the Cubs are actually out of ammo. There's only 2 of them anyway. There was 3. There were 3. Oh, it's already killed one. M60s are not great for the price. Not great for the price. Very slow tank. See, this is only 20 points more. Look how much better it is. 3 more pen, because it's got less range. Auto loader. You know, way more armor. Resolute trait. More top armor. Faster. And you see how that interaction goes, right? So, Humvee's driven in here. And yeah, if you're red, you know, you wanted to have units here. Like a Conqueror's here, because it stops people coming in. He's not reacting to this at all. Does he not know it's happening? No, he's noticed, but he's... it's not going to save him. It's not going to save him. He's not noticing fast enough. Oh, he survives 2, so that's pretty lucky. I mean, it is 40% accuracy, but... yeah. And, yeah, light rifles against Mott Schutzen, fair enough. But he's not in the house anymore, because he right-clicked this, which makes you leave the building. It's just... it's really daft. It's the way the game works. This is an Acacia, but they changed the name to something German, you know, unpronounceable. Impronounceable, it's probably not a word. So, yeah. I mean, the air's coming out now to stop enemy bombers, but the Eagle's on him. Pretty unlucky getting 2-shot hit by that Eagle, but you'd expect it to win the fight. These Cubs aren't having much luck today. I mean, that was like a 0th range shot. Ooh, almost gets him. So yeah, I liked using the F-16 to get rid of the enemy plane before sending in the cluster. Like, that cluster plane is pretty good. You really need to stop leaving these in the open like that. I just put them in the trees. It's actually really lucky that the expensive one survived there. I'm not sure how it did, to tell you the truth. Very low accuracy on these rockets. And the Aquila comes out, Warhammer 40k reference, oh my god. And yes, I was going to say, you know, both players really need to be playing for this flank as well, and Blues put some units there. I mean, yeah, one infantry, or, yeah, sure, why not? Just run at him, get him. So, I'd be unloading that. Might lose the whole squad. And these drones are really annoying. Basically, they've got 50% ECM, but it's called evasion, so it's not ECM. ECM is multiplicative, which means it's actually weaker than it is, whereas this is 50% evasion, so it's literally just got 50% mischance, extra mischance. I'm not sure how it interacts with the floor on the AA accuracy. Basically, there's like a minimum accuracy for AA missiles. I think it's 15%. They changed it a bunch of times a while ago. So basically, any missile has 15% accuracy against that Aquila. Because how many of them have, you know, way more accuracy anyway. So, MakeNoise looking pretty confident here. R's bringing in another CV. And I'd really like to see MakeNoise get, like, a mortar or something. And, you know, he really needs to counter battery this. Like, what is that pointed at? There we go. Because, yeah, the guy sold his transport on his very expensive... Well, it's not that expensive. His very limited availability, shiny artillery piece. But I don't understand what that's going for. And yeah, this is how Red should be trying to win. He needs to artillery this. Like, there just should be RM70s coming in on this constantly. And there you go, there goes your expensive arty piece. So always keep this the vehicle and move it around after every shot. Especially if it's one you don't want to lose. You know, if it's some 105 one, it's probably just not worth doing it. But if it's a 155 towed arty piece, you need to be moving that around. Really good piece of kit, and it's only one per card, those copperheads. Copperhead is the name of the, or nickname of the guided artillery round that particular one has. The way it works is, if you've got a recon unit near here, which he just never had, so he was never actually taking advantage of that. If he's got a recon unit here, it would get corrected shot, and then it's got a very, very tight dispersion circle on whatever it's aimed at, which makes it way more effective, because artillery in this game has a really low splash. Anyway, the Humvee is about to find out. Yeah. But yeah, this cluster 2... Oh, you see how he brought the siege with it? To save it from the... Oh, okay. I guess the siege should have been slightly behind it. I don't know. I mean... Oh, he's also got the pave claw. Okay. But now he's lost vision. Apparently there was a CV there. And yeah, the advantage of the M60 is that it's got max range, whereas the T72 doesn't. The disadvantage is that it only deals 15 pen, so if you're against one of the good T72s, you can't actually shoot at max range, because the pen isn't high enough. I'm pretty sure this one, he wouldn't be able to shoot it at max range. He's not at max range here, you see. So, Blue lost that CV, right? And this is starting to get quite expensive for our blue player, although now he's swept this side, so power to him. I mean, it's a bit of a poor composition. You could have gone for 2 light rifles and a Stinger. Probably would have been a better idea. Or a light rifles, a recon and a Stinger, because, you know, these aren't even the Dragon ones, so what are you going to do when you get there? Thankfully for him, Red's just got no units left. Keeps losing them to the planes. I'm surprised he didn't... There are 3 Cubs there. Okay. I mean, he's got lots of AA. It's not doing him any favours, though. I mean, a lot of it is to do, like, if they were switched on there, they would have shot that. So if AA Micro could use a bit of work. This does have anti-grenade launcher devices on it, but I think at this range, the grenade launchers might win. Oh, can it shoot 2? No, I thought it was shooting... Yeah, exactly, because they just stun it really, really, really fast. And the seed... Oh, he's only got 1 seed left, so he's got to be careful there. And... Well, he's diving the Cubs. Mad lad. I mean, yeah, that was obviously going to happen. You'd be better off trying to use arty on it. Or the grenade launchers, which are right there. Just send those in. Anyway, he's going to have to move these stingers up pretty sharpish. Yeah, if he'd been a bit faster there, he could have got all the cubs. This is supposedly going for that helicopter, but you see, like, that's a higher ECM plane, but that one got shot and killed in 2 hits, whereas the other one, some of them didn't. But yeah, those cubs, they are going down. Looks like MakeNoise is pushing further forwards here. I do like the constant action, although nothing's happening here. Both players, obviously, yeah, if you take your eye off the front line and you start spending too many points over here, you do lose, but it's always worth just sending one thing and just seeing what, like, that Aquila drone, for example, you send that over, oh, there's one unit there, and then you use your copperhead to kill it, and then you zoom on in there. Something like that. Or just preemptively hit this silo. They're always in this silo. Oh, this time he's actually not. So you'd expect the Eagle to win the first one, but against 2, yeah, he's been evac on missed, and looks like R has 2 cards of cubs, so 8 cubs total, right? Because he lost a cub, and then we still saw 3 there, so that's 4. Now he's bought another one, that's 5, so he must have 2 cards of cubs. Card counting is an effective strategy, it's just you need a lot of game knowledge, and you got to pay attention. It's kind of hard to do it in the heat of the moment. It's just the more you play, you start to have a sense for these things. Particularly high-ticket items, like, you know, if you kill an RM70, you know he's only probably going to have 1 more. If you kill a cub, you know he's got 7 more. So, yeah, blue back in control. The Dragons, it's an effective squad. I mean, basically, 9th Moto is the new 82nd Airborne, because the 82nd Airborne Dragon 2s are like 85 points, which they just shouldn't be. I can understand balance by division, but I'd rather everything was priced according to its utility, and if a division's overperforming, just make its slots more expensive so it can't bring as much stuff. Do you see what I mean? Like, things shouldn't cost more than they're worth. Because it's not great for new players. Rocket plane showing its muscle there, and because... oh, it got hit. I was going to say because it survived. It didn't. And yeah, this is looking pretty rough for R. He's not managed to get a single point on the board here. Paveclaw coming in. Is it going for the AA? It is. Cub hits him. It will get a second shot off. Okay. 30% ECM on those, what they call fitters. I think that's what the Americans call the F-16, a fitter or something. I'm not sure why. I would have thought it would be Falcon. Fighting Falcon. Anyway, oops, he's going for the cub now, and he'll get a 152mm howitzer for his troubles. Cub survives. He's used his air really well, and to be honest, R has not used his AA very well at all here. He's getting air bullied all game despite having he's bought like 5 cubs and, you know, about 3 Strellas maybe, 2 or 3 Strellas. And he just keeps going, he's going further. I mean, you'll struggle to push into that kind of ground with Humvee TOW2s. But it depends on your opponent, really. I mean, if this was in the air, it would be killing all these. But they are dying anyway. And this is the last hellfire launcher, right? Because he lost one back here. And I'm pretty sure he lost one over here to something. Anyway, so he's checking this out. These guys have 1 round left. I mean, typically you'd want to be sending that drone first or something. He is in danger of overextension, but I think if he starts putting the toes in the trees, as opposed to just running them forwards and getting them shot, Red will really struggle to push into it. It looks like we're still on pushing forwards and getting shot mentality here. So this can't see that. Even though it's got very good optics, it's just building stealth is very, very, very high. It needs to come down a little bit, in my own personal opinion. But then if you do it too much, you start running into problems where toes are too ATGMs just become useless because the enemy tank sees it straight away and shoots it. But then there are ways to fix that. You increase ATGM squad health, and then it's a proper fight, right? Not, I can't see you, but as soon as I can see you, you die. It's actually a bit more nuanced. a bit less RNG. Although I suppose in this case, it's more about the noise. So there goes that Mark 19. So he knows that there's somebody there, because how else would this thing have shot him? And that hog's got to be careful. Where's the eagle? It must be repairing. Oh, one of them died right over here. Red is trying to push back in. He might get somewhere with it. Kind of hard to tell. I mean, he's just sort of given up on using the arty. That Katsia would have been really useful here. It's dead. And he just keeps buying the AA, so he's just... Yeah, this is exciting gameplay. I'm not sure where he's going. I guess he assumes he's in here. But if he doesn't unload soon, I mean, he's got 1 HP. Some more grenade launchers going down there. He's got to unload. Don't do it. Oh yeah, this adder could have been sent in there a long time ago. I guess he just sort of forgot about it. Is he going to unload? He's lost vision on it, because this isn't actually in the silo. If he was in the silo, he would have seen that, and he would have died by now. So there you go. Stinger on the front line, not really what you want, but you'll see that the M60 will win this fight. Well, it won't if a tank squad helps out. But look, he's just lost vision on it. It's just so bizarre. Like, what? They're the same. They've both got good optics. Why can he see him, but he can't see him? Something to do with the amount of noise these units generate when they shoot. It's very odd. So he's moving forwards now, and now he can see. And Red's back in the zone, but I mean, +3 on Black Forest. It's going to be very, very difficult for Red to catch up here. Very difficult. I think it can be done. Like, as soon as this gets here, it will get that zone. And he does have, like, Blue has taken a lot of losses here. And so Red does have the capacity, if he so chooses, to push up with these infantry and take this zone pretty fast. So rockets out there. I'm not a huge fan of the Avenger. I think it's good at the start. Oh, I suppose it's not even airborne deployed, this one. I guess, yeah, you don't really have better options. The towed chaparrals are not good at all. So RM70 shooting again, and yeah, infantry's coming in now. These MP patrols are really effective. I'm surprised he didn't buy one earlier. As you can see, they can shoot pretty far. They you know, they're not invincible. They're not Wunderwaffen. They can shoot pretty far. And I'm yet to see a single BMP2 from the 9th player. And the whole point of 9th is that it's the only East German div with BMP2s, and the BMP2 is incredibly effective against infantry.
Like Steve Jason subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Steve Jason. I do appreciate it. Only about half of you are subscribed, and there's this thing where you gotta press this bell button icon, otherwise, even if you're subscribed, you don't get recommended my videos. It's really daft. I mean, what's the point in subscribing? But, you know, YouTube wants more control over what you watch, right? And so that's why. So you gotta hit that bell button if you actually want to be notified about the uploads, which only 1.2% of you have done. Which is sad, very sad, very sad. So yeah, I mean, you know, as soon as this gets up there, this is gonna die. MakeNoise, you know, he could buy a mortar for smoke, and he could do some smoking. Not seen any smoke this game from either player. The grenade launchers, wow! Yeah, I think grenade launchers might be a bit too good. But the Motschützen finished the job, and they actually survived. I mean, obviously the light rifles are going to kill them now. Yeah. And, yeah, 11 minutes left. But there goes your +3. It's going to be plus nothing now. In a second, once this caps. TOW2A taking names, very powerful with its 25 pen. And its tandem, which makes it even more effective against ERA. because it does +1 damage to ERA, and ERA has 1 health more than other things. So it's actually a detriment to have ERA in this game if you're against a tandem round, because he's obviously going to shoot you twice. So that was bad news. I mean, losing your CV tank like that didn't really have to happen there. He's got plenty more tanks, could have just smoked and backed, but a little bit greedy. The M60s are showing their muscles though, mainly because like they are weak, but he's using them to tank while the toes do the actual damage, and he's getting side shots and stuff, so pretty effective gameplay from blue. 10 minutes left for red. I mean, it's crazy how he can just lose T-72s all game and still just constantly buy them. Still got one of these rocket planes as well. So we'll see if this actually kills this. I mean, it should, but he isn't going to miss a little bit. Yeah. So, as you can see, despite being a 240mm rocket, it has a splash radius of basically none. So because he hit this little bush here, he didn't hit that house there. And so what you need to do is you hold your thing, right? And you just hover over this house. And do you see how it snaps to a certain building? That's the building the enemy is in. And then you can click T exactly on that building, and then you will get him. That works with artillery, works with planes. Very, very useful. So this guy still has cubs. And yeah, shame it didn't have ammo. Could have fired twice there. Bailed out crit. That's bad news, isn't it? I'm pretty sure he's attack positioning there. Yes, he is. And he's attack positioning the wrong place. As we spoke about, gotta be right on that building. There's no splash on these weapons, bro. And it just goes down to National Guard M60s. So, red has sort of thrown away his momentum again, and it looks like blue's gonna go right back to putting something in Bravo. Do apologise for my vulgar behaviour there. I'm not sure if the mic picked it up, I just burped, basically. So, AT planes out. And yeah, I mean, they should clean this up. Keep in mind, this is 125 and this is 220. Oh, no, he lost vision on one of them. Alright, now he's found it again, maybe? And, you know, imagine if he'd actually been using this. You could hit those Avengers every time they fired, they'd be dead. It's got less than 1 armor. There you go, Aquila. So he makes the sign of the Aquila. Wow, no, you still had the AT missiles! You could have killed this! I guess he can't see it, actually. Big shame. Yeah. So, you know, if you're using your National Guard M60s, you really do need a military police vehicle in there. And 9th gets one. It gets a military police MP Humvee, which it can then click it, hold shift, press F, click on your tank, and it'll follow it around. And it will remove that debuff, that National Guard debuff, which is actually debilitating. The sad part is it's not displayed on the stat card, so people don't know about it. And could you imagine a world in which you put a TOW 2A here? Looking down that road, imagine how many shots on target he would have got by now. Especially given that red just seems to be under no attempt to artillery. Okay, there you go, he's bought another one now. I mean, I don't know, I feel like 9th never bought their best tool, which is the Napalm Grad. I mean, personally, the way I run it is I upvet this, so you've only got 1 instead of 2, and then I have the Napalm Grad, which comes at 1 vet anyway. And then there you go, that's your 2 RM70s. And I bring a fob. I don't know if the fob is a good idea. Especially because the Napalm Grad reloads like once every 6 minutes. Once every 5 if you put a CV next to it. So I do wonder if you actually need the fob. Oh, mate. Got sniped there. You see it does nothing, 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 but when it direct hits you, it kills you. I do find the artillery implementation to be a bit odd. But yeah, I mean, certainly 9th US on the defense is extremely strong. On the offense, it's quite weak. But on the defense, it's really good because you just get so many high-powered ATGMs. He just keeps getting side shot by this thing. It's in a really good building. And if I was blue, I'd have a couple stingers in here and a recon. can see something. The stingers, of course, because this is the air ingress. So when you want to bomb something over here, you pass over here, right? And if you want to bomb something here, you pass over here. And so this is the first. If you had a stinger there, it would be shooting them as they come in every time. So this is still a low intensity front. I guess neither player can really afford to send too much there. But yeah, if I was blue, I'd be trying to get some units in there. Like, what's this doing here? You might as well just move it off. I suppose you got to worry about this hole here, but that's what this guy's for. And you've got this toe, which you can always move to this building if that becomes a problem. So, grenade launcher about to go poof. And honestly, what kills these grenade launching vehicles really fast are IFV autocannons. And he's just not brought any BMP2s. I don't understand why not. So, yeah, GG. MakeNoise, rank 98. Must watch Hippie YouTube videos to be so high. And R, rank 159. They've both got more games than me this season. So they've been practicing hard this season. And yeah, that was pretty crazy. This thing did alright for itself. Imagine if he moved it after it fired. That would be cool. Anyways, do please let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. GG.